And hi everybody, welcome back to Fresh Outlook on TWB. Earlier this week, the Senate approved that infamous internet sales tax. Let's take a look.
If you're looking for anything pop culture related, you head to Hazarai. Vintage? Etsy. And almost everything else? eBay. Deals include not having to pay sales tax. That could soon be discontinued. On Monday, the Senate passed the Marketplace Fairness Act, a bill that forces online retailers to collect sales tax. Right now, internet retailers don't have to collect tax unless there's a physical presence in the customer's state, like an office or a warehouse. That's why most online-only retailers, like Overstock.com and eBay, don't charge customers sales tax. But if the bill moves forward, online companies will have to pay up, which means you'll pay more.
I think it's a bad idea in general.
Benny Klein, co-owner of internet-only designer toy store TenaciousToys.com, says the plan is bad for business.
It's going to push customers away.
Klein says even though the law wouldn't affect him because he makes less than $1 million, he says it's still bad for the little guys.
And once you tack on another 5 or 10% to account for the taxes, you sort of lose that edge. My margins are like this. So if I lose another 5 or 10% in terms of customers or sales, I'm done.
Now maybe that competitive advantage that they felt that they had somewhat goes away because now they have to start collecting the state sales tax.
Big box stores like Target and Best Buy are behind the bill, and so is the National Retail Federation. It claims this move is fair because it evens the playing field. But how level is that playing field when the tiny guys like Benny are competing against the bigger guys like Walmart?
It levels the playing field for who? Not for me. It'll just drive the little stores out of business.
Now, most states are behind the bill because they're losing money. According to the group that's lobbying for the bill, states lost $23 billion last year because they couldn't collect taxes on out-of-state sales.
And let's get the conversation started. Before we do that, we do have a new member of the panel to introduce. Joining us via Skype, we always like our Skypes, we should have Nicholas Economides. He's a professor of economics at NYU Stern School of Business. There he is. Nicholas, welcome.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Just real quickly, is that your real last name, Economides, and you specialize in economics? That's pretty awesome.
Yes, that's what my students say.
Very apropos. Okay, so let's get into it. Why has there been no online sales tax until now? I mean, why now, I guess, for all of this hoopla?
Well, for a very long time, the states were trying to collect from out-of-state retailers, but there has been a Supreme Court decision that allowed states to collect only when the online retailers had a physical presence, that is a building or a warehouse or something like that in their state, and none otherwise. So they couldn't, up to now, the states could not, in general, collect from retailers.
So what's changed? What's happened?
Well, the states want more money. I mean, that's the basic idea here. The states want to collect from everyone, and they're trying to pass this law through Congress to give the authority to the states to be able to collect taxes from everyone online.
Okay. I want to open it up to the panel. Is this bad for business, good for business? Let's start with Dee Dee. What do you think?
I hate this bill. I mean, it's like, can we not have a duty-free area? The internet, I mean, can we not have, can we have a tax-free zone? I mean, we're already all taxed. And plus, I think it's going to be very difficult for small businesses. I mean, they are the ones that are going to suffer. Trying to get the paperwork done, trying to go through, the hoops. It's just, it's easier for the big guys because they've got lots of attorneys and lots of accountants. But for the little guy, they may just give up on it, and that's sad.
Right. What do you think? Just from a consumer perspective as well.
Well, from a consumer perspective, but I totally agree with what Dee Dee's saying.
Shocking.
Yeah, I know.
Yay. There's always one time I was waiting for it to happen.
But look, I mean, this is stopping the growth of small businesses. I mean, I read one story that a small business owner said, we've got 8 to 9 employees. We're going to have to cut back on that and hire one person just to do the accounting and taking the taxes in and doing the paperwork.
Okay. Well, as a citizen, when you heard about this,
I was shocked. I was shocked, and I was particularly shocked that I hadn't heard any strong emotional debate in the Senate. I hadn't heard any filibusters starting. Why?
Yeah, this just passed.
They just slipped it through because the people that this bill is going to hurt are the small people, the small business owners, the consumers.
Okay, that's who it's going to hurt, but who will benefit from this? Nicholas, I want to go to you on that. Who is benefiting from this bill?
I think retailers in general with a physical presence, and especially large retailers, will benefit. I also think some of the very large online retailers such as Amazon have already compromised and are paying the taxes for the last couple of years. And they also are better equipped to know all the details of every zip code and how much tax should they calculate and so on. So these are going to be the main beneficiaries. Like some of your panelists said a minute ago, the people who are going to be the losers are going to be relatively small online retailers, because now they will have an extra hurdle, an extra cost to be able to get into that business that they didn't used to have before.
How much money do you think this will bring in, ballpark, as an economist? Will this have a big sort of effect?
I think the amount of money overall is probably about 200 billion. It's a large amount, so the states are going to try hard to get it. Now, this is not really a done deal. It still has to go through the House, and it has to be signed by the president. So there is still a lot of opinions to be heard, and it's still a controversial issue.
Yeah, and the House Republicans are split on this. Do you think it will go forward, Nicholas, from your opinion, your expertise?
I wouldn't be the right guy to guess what Congress is going to do. I think it's a 50-50 case.
Okay. Based on precedent, though, when economic situations have arisen, 50-50, really? Are you leaning one way, 60-40?
Well, it's not so much what I think. I mean, it's what I think is going to happen. I think it's 50-50. I mean, right now it's kind of unclear. It passed easier in the Senate than people expected.
Yeah.
But still, there is the issue of how it's going to, how the Republicans and how the people who are against taxes in general are going to fight it in the House.
Do we have an idea of sort of the little man, the little guy going online, how this will affect him? The amounts, the percentages that he may have to endure moving forward if this does get passed. In real terms, what are we talking about here, Nicholas? An extra what percent will have to come out of his pocket?
I think that for internet purchases, if you live in a state that has a sales tax, it's somewhere between 6 and 12%. So people probably don't buy so much from the internet. Maybe 20% of their income is spent on the internet. So you make the calculation. It's not a huge number, but it will affect people.
Yeah, this is going to make an impact. I would think you agree.
Yeah, I think it'll make impact, and what it'll do is it'll crush a lot of entrepreneurs that want to get started on the internet. That's what I think is so sad, because again, it's the big box stores, it's the Walmarts that are liking this. I mean, they've got the money for the attorneys and for the teams to keep them in business. They hate the online sales. I mean, they want to have a monopoly, and this will help them do that. And actually, I think that the House could kill this.
I was going to say, what do you think? What's your forecast?
Yeah, I definitely think, I hope they do, and I hope that the pressure, now they say, oh my gosh, look what happened in the Senate, that they go to their members of Congress have to run every 2 years instead of 6. So the pressure is, it's a little stronger there, as well as the fact that it's Republican dominated and more small business owners. So yeah, let's see what happens. I'm hoping they kill it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think our only shot at killing this bill are those Republicans that are against the taxes. I'm rooting for them this time.
Yay, Jackie.
Now let's just say, if it does get passed, when will this realistically go into effect? Nicholas, curious, I mean, is this 6 months away? Is it 3 months away?
I think it's a number of months away, probably probably more than 6, I should say. Because things have to be streamlined, and the states might need to pass additional laws. And also, for this to be implemented, somehow there has to be a program or software so that an internet retailer can calculate if he should pay tax in a certain zip code for cookies or not. I mean, does the customer have to pay for? I mean, this is a real issue, believe it or not.
It is real.
Some states there is sales tax on cookies, and in some there isn't.
All right,
how do you
Nicholas,
police it? How do you police it?
That is a good question.
It's going to take a lot of administration and a lot of cost.
Yeah, and it's going to take another show because we're out of time. And another Saturday. Nicholas, thank you for your expertise and your insight from an economic capacity. We appreciate it. And Dee Dee, 10 seconds, final thought.
I'm against the tax, and I'm pro-guns, and have a happy day.
All right, and pro-death penalty for
absolutely
for
pro-death
Castro.
penalty for that monster.
Okay, be careful, don't get shot. And with this tax, I certainly hope we can take some of those creative accountants that they have for corporate welfare. Maybe they can find some money instead of going after the bottom 99%.
Yeah, it never ends. It never ends. All right, guys, thank you as always for a terrific show and amazing insight and fresh as always. If you have a fresh outlook, we want to hear about it. Let us know on our Facebook page. You can also follow us on Twitter @AbrewTV or #FreshOutlook. I'm TWB or in the Twitterverse @TWBrill. Thanks so much for joining us. As always, we'll see you next time right here on Fresh Outlook.